Alright, so hello everyone. Welcome to Summit League Racing then for the Mckeon division. We are finally live once again. And once again it's a special treat because it's Men's and Ben's on comms together. 2 nights in a row.
Yes sir, we're back at it again.
Exactly. And I reckon today's going to be a lot calmer than the last 2 races we've had around Portugal.
Yeah, hopefully it should be, because obviously the Mckeon drivers are generally not like the Div 3 drivers are really dirty, but obviously it's better quality in terms of driving, so should have good racing, good battles all around. It's a really good track to have battles, I think, so you should see that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot better than Imola.
Yeah.
And Imola last week, it was still a decent race despite it being Imola. But yeah, tonight should be a lot better. It is at the moment though. After the first one, it is the championship leader Turner on provisional pole ahead of Old Green, who of course is the reigning champion. We're still very tight there. Griffith saw, I think it's Sora's debut, I think. Certainly first time as a Ferrari full-time driver. And straight up there with P3 at the moment. Anyone on a lap? Toby's up 2 tenths with 7 minutes
Mitzi
to go.
goes fastest.
Mitzi, provisional pole. 900ths clear of Turner. They're not even 900ths, it's 300ths. I'm too sleepy, but Toby beats him by 6 hundredths of a second to make it Aston Martin 1-3. And it's a good thing he wasn't going for another lap because that Williams was right in the way.
Riggsy's around.
Yeah, down at tricky turn. Well, I was going to say tricky turn 1, but he's not even lost it at turn 1, it's turn 2.
He's really careful of joining the track carefully. And he finally does.
Right, Turner's coming through the second split. Turner's 3 tenths up here. Turner is looking to go 2 tenths clear at the top. Can he gain even more time in the final sector? I think there's another spinner down in the 3rd sector, but Turner's going to come across the line. But Turner is going to go 2 tenths clear at the top then. It's a 16.6 dead. So I was trying to get out of the way. There's an Alpine that spun on the tricky turn 10.
It's a race roller, I think.
Oh. 2 seasons ago champion, race bowler. SLR Tornado wants to rejoin the league. But he's saying the 2nd time, but it's definitely at least the 3rd or 4th. Any Old Queens not on the lap. Kiwi's just improved to go P9. Corey all the way down in 10th so far. It's a decent start for Charlie though. P11 after the first 2 runs on his debut in the Mckeon division.
Yeah, if he could get points today, that would be really impressive from him. Obviously, he's been in Div 3 for a while and moved up, now he's in Mckeon. He already is a better driver than his dad ever was in this league. SLR main. He managed to surpass his dad in terms of racing. Although SLR Bean is a real Div champion, so debatable.
He's returning, Jam's returning to the pit lane, and so is Quattro. So we have no one on the lap. Power and Raceroll are the only ones on out laps, and Power's on the grass. Not the best way to warm up tyres. So then Power starts flying out through turns 1 and 2, now down into the turn 3 hairpin. He's almost lost the rear end. Now goes through turn 4. As we get to the first split time, he's slightly down on time, so that loss of traction has costed him time so far. Through turn 7 and 8. Another tricky one. Turn 8 uphill, off camber. For a flat out turn 9. And then a tricky right end of turn 10 in the way. He's almost lost it again, but he is slightly up on time, his Power quicks. Sliding it all over the place, still struggling for traction. Power quicks going to come to the line. There's a Mercedes that for some reason just stopped on that. Power quicks in the end doesn't improve at all. Who else is approaching the end of the lap? Race Roller has abandoned. Sparks on an out lap. Rigsy is 2 temps up on sector 1. He has got quite a bit of improvement still to do though. Shat Medals at 1.5 temps as well, sporting a new gamer tag. Corey's abandoned his lap. Jam once again is sitting. I'm not sure how Jam's going to do a lap when he's got about 50-degree tyres. As Turner's retired in the pit lane, Turner's confident that he doesn't have to do a final run. He's not abandoned their lap. Kiwi's slightly up in sector 1, Shut Medal 2.5 temps up so far. Shut Medal here could have a really good quali, his best of the season here. Shut Medal goes P5, 2,000 slower than Green.
Green supported his lap as well.
Green's down on time. Midsy's half a tenth up in sector 1. What's Toby as he approaches the second sector? Crowding's on P2, 16.802. But where will Toby go? Can Toby make it in Aston Martin 1-2 provisionally? Got Corey behind him on the track. Green has retired in the pit lane. So it's going to be P5 at best for the reigning champion. Toby then crosses the line. Toby makes it an Aston Martin 1-2. Saw across the line and goes P5. Corey down in P11 and he's invalidated. Corey's going to start all the way down in P11, is P2 in the championship. And pretty much no one improving in the end then.
Midsy improve, but
Rather uneventful.
Can improve his position.
P13.
See if Merckx is on
Power
the
Quicks is taking an interesting line.
yeah.
And Merckx has abandoned his lap as well. So Sem, after having his best ever result in Mckeon, oh, he's crashed out. I thought he retired, but he's retired on track. But yeah, he's crashed out as Sem, and he will start last. That is the end of Mckeon quali then. So it's championship leader Turner on pole. Ahead of his teammate Toby. Crowding starts P3 alongside Midsy. Sora, Green, Medal, Ham, Kiwi and Racewaller round out the top 10. Corey starting a disappointing P11 as Midsy's left the session ahead of the sprint race. Charlie starts an impressive P12. And then you've got Quattro on his first race of the season down in P18. And Sem down in last. So it's another dry sprint race. So here we go, into the sprint race we go then. Let's see if anyone's decided to go different. No, everyone is on the mediums, so no one's risking a soft. But yeah, what do you expect to see in this race then? In this sprint race? Benz?
I don't know. Hopefully some.
Anyone you expect to come through the field, or?
Well, I
Anything
will
to
guess
see
Race
to-
Roller gets up a few positions, and maybe Corey as well. But other than that, everybody should just focus on keeping their position or like, not have any incidents. So, but chances are someone is gonna get spun around or something. But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I reckon it's definitely going to be Corey's the one to watch. He's definitely got more pace than most. He's definitely qualifying out of position. Potentially jam as well.
Also, Mizzy just messaged me he doesn't feel well, so he'll miss the sprint and the race as well. Oh yeah,
That's disappointing for him. Obviously starting in P4 as well. So it was a really good chance for him. Why is it Sabre on lap 2?
I have no idea. Oh well, it's back to 1 now.
There we go. Well, it's 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go here in Portugal. And Midsy's AI gets a good start. As we go through turn 1, everyone's safely through. Bit of wheel spin from Charlie. So he's dropped 2 places off the line so far.
Oh,
Everyone
a Red
will
Bull
drive through Midsy.
Charlie is
Charlie
fast.
on his debut in the sprint race. Midsy AI going down the inside of Ham, but Ham just driving straight through him. Surprised Corey's even lost positions on this opening lap.
Decent start from Power there, up 3.
Yeah, Midsy getting mugged. Most people have kept positions. The only people who gained positions is just because of Midsy, mainly. Power Quips is the other one who's gained 3 actual places. Simba's up 2 and Sem's up 4 from the back of the grid. Out front, Turner's stretching it. That definitely looks a lot bigger than a 7/10 gap, but at the moment, the whole field in a DRS train. Corey gets past. Oh no, it's only Midsy. Jam so close to the back of Corey. As now Merckx gets past Midsy. I like how Sem made an active dive bomb to go down the inside of Midsy. The man's an AI. Apparently Corey might be practicing no line, which is why he's slower than usual.
Rigsy lunging it on
There's
Sam
Rigsy.
down the inside.
Yeah, exactly. This is a nice move. Race Rollers stays ahead of Power as well.
Oh, and he closed it
Sem's
on
done
the...
a dive. Rigsy tried to shut the door, but Sem was like, I'm coming through here.
I have to give it to
No
Sam
matter
there.
what's
I
happening.
think Rigsy should have
Sparks.
not done that, but yeah.
Sparks now on the inside. Well, Quattro goes flying past Sparks, and now Charlie's on his inside. Who's got more straight line speed? It's Charlie. Oh, this is going to be... could be dangerous. Neither of them are backing out. And Charlie's off because of it. It was never going to end well when neither of them backed out into turns 1.
Yeah, that's a weird ass. Oh, sorry. An awkward corner. Go side by
That's
side.
alright, Sparks was off. Yeah, Sparks went off track even, but still contact made between him and Corey. Rigsy, Sem and Quattro now, all in a freeway. They somehow stay in the same positions as Sem goes spinning off. Somehow Rigsy avoids him.
Jam as well, really close to Para, and he's going down the inside. I think.
Yeah, Jam got ahead of Corey a minute ago, so there must have been more contact or a mistake from Jam to end up behind Power and Corey. Another slight contact then between Jam and Power, which sent him into a little spin, who's now got Sim Barracks. Or Simbalux, rather. On the inside. Although Power's somehow got a bit of a switchback going on a flat corner. But look at Simba's straight line speed.
And you had to use ERS because Para was just, yeah. Para's lost out 2 places.
That curb. Power's got the better exit from turn 1 and sent it. Oh, he's taken out Jam.
What are
Power's
you doing?
sent it on Simba and he's hit Jam. And that has sent Jam to the back of the field. Second race in a row that's happened. As now Merck sends it on Simba. Down into turn 4. Nice and clean this time though, and Simba will hold on to it. Power Quicks has a 10-second penalty for track limits.
Probably just cut through the grass, I guess, or something. Yeah, Para, most likely, there's going to be a penalty for him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a massive gap now between P8 and P9 for where surprisingly Race Roller is the one that's struggling for pace.
And Corey is stuck behind him. There's nothing major going on in the first 10, like I would say. Really just keeping their positions for the main race at the moment. No risks taken.
Yeah, exactly. This is not the main one. This is only the grids for the next race, for the feature race. The one that really matters. Power Quicks has pitted. So he obviously got a bit of wing damage from that collision.
Biggsy with a 3-second penalty. It's not going to help him.
Simba could have a chance at Corey. He's right on the back of him. Corey will just have DRS though, but Simba's got the far superior straight line speed. And a bit of ERS. Corey's going to back out shortly, and he does. So that is Simba up into P10. No points for any of these two in this sprint race though. Only the top 8 will get points.
Now Merck's attacking Corey, he made a mistake. But he can't. Corey's really struggling as well.
Sam spun for a second time. Toby just happy to sit behind his teammate, obviously. He's not going to take any extra risks, especially when Turner is your championship leader.
Great race from Simba so far, up 6.
So yeah, they're all just keeping it calm for this race. I'm sure they'll be a lot more feisty when it comes to the actual race. There's power quicks going slowly again. And no surprise, that power quicks retires in the pit lane then.
Yeah, I'm just on board with crowding for a lap now, and I can feel it in crowding that he has it in his mind. He wants to split the Aston Martins, but it's just so difficult because unless Griffiths makes a mistake, he doesn't have much chance. And he won't like risk it though, like properly. So, but he's trying to pressurize Griffiths at the moment.
Sam 3-second time penalty now, so his day goes from bad to worse after 3 spins.
Yeah, crowding has much more pace. Maybe he'll go for a move now. Look at that straight line speed. Crowding gets past him easily.
Crowding was able to split the Aston Martins in the Bahrain race that day. He did go on to win the race on track, but he had a 3-second time penalty for track limits, which ended up costing him down to P4 or 5 in the end.
Will he try to take the lead as well?
I think
It looks like he has so much
not,
pace. I think crowding is the quickest on the grid now, personally.
The only thing that could stop him is the ERS. Sona's got a lot more than him.
True.
Sam comes the latest to retire in the pit lane. He was looking at trying to get a move on Shut Medal now that Shut Medal's dropped out of DRS range. Simba still looking at the back of Ace Roller as well. We'll go back to the front now, we've only got 2 laps to go. Can crowding disrupt the Aston Martins even more? Quattro gets 3-second time penalty, that's going to cost him position to jam and potentially Sparks as well. Simba and Race Roller though at it down in turn 4. The Race Roller hangs on around the outside. Kiwi's got the inside line for turn 8 to get past Shut Medal. Shut Medal going to try and go down the inside turn 10, it's risky. I did it in F2 and it worked in F1, not so much. Not so much when me and Mash collided. So it is a risky one,
Have
but
to.
it can be nice to work out.
Yeah, both parties play it well, then it can, but it's just so difficult to go there side by side.
Exactly.
And Griffiths is under attack from TMS Sora.
Depends if you trust the other guy to leave you room or not.
And
Yeah, Sora down the inside into turn 3.
Just have the inside.
Toby trying to hang it around on the inside, forces Sora off slightly.
Of battling there.
Fair racing. Sora did the same thing to Toby down in turn 3. Toby's just going to hang on with that inside line.
Tries to switch
Sora's
back.
got the switch back, but no, can't get the exit. So continue on. These two have now, because of their battling, it's allowed Turner and Crowding to get out of the OS range. Not that it matters though, they are on the final lap. So unless Turner makes a mistake, it's going to
Surely
be
not. Surely not.
Turner on pole position.
Oh, Sora!
So-
Oh. He had the ERS on and he... yeah. It was close.
So,
Went a bit side. Wow.
so it's then Turner wins pole position for the feature race. Crowding will start P2 ahead of Toby. So he splits the Aston Martins in the end. Sora is up to P4 ahead of O'Green, Ham in P5, P6 even. There you have it. Top 8 gets points, 8-1. So Kiwi picking up 2. Shut Medal gets 1. And then Corey once again starting down in P11. Jam in the end still recovered to get P13 after having that, after being taken out by Power Quicks. Mitzi of course isn't racing, so his AI will just come basically last whatever happens. So we just wait. We'll have the 5-minute break next. But yeah, I would expect most drivers will go for hard tyres. That's what they normally do in the Mckeon division. We won't actually see until we start it, because there's no way I'm pausing it and finding out that I've glitched it, like always, with the F1 game.
So in the chat just asking, is it possible to join the league? And yeah, it is. I guess. I think you should just message Owen Howell 36. I'll type his name.
As long as you're over 16.
As long as you're over
16
16. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He is. So yeah, just drop Owen Howe 36 on Discord a message. Or on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Either way.
either way. Any viewers who've got any predictions or anything you want to ask, and me and Benz will answer it. Doesn't have to be anything to do with league racing or F1 or anything.
Someone's ready up. That was quick.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't 5 minutes. And Charlie's left the session. I wonder, is it a lobby restart or what? Nah, it can't be a lobby restart, it's only Charlie that's gone. So Charlie must have just lagged out. Yeah, Charlie's back. So we are underway for the second formation lap of the night. What tyres have people gone for then?
Turn on the hards.
Yeah, most on the hards as I expected. But then Crowding, Toby, Sora and Kiwi all on the mediums.
Yeah.
Which, slightly surprising. Last week it was literally everyone on the hards. But a little bit more of a mix. Who's two people have spun? Ham is one of them, and Race Roller is the other.
Not
Down
even
at turn 8.
not even bad to spend against
Race
tires
rollers-
war. For the start.
I mean, I did that in the, was it the sprint race I did it in? Or was it the main race?
I have no clue.
Oh, now, is that Corey? No, it's not Corey. It's Sora who's also done donuts. See, I had this issue yesterday. I couldn't warm up the tyres at all. And that is rather a lot of weaving from Ham as well. Nice laggy weaving. Quattro and Sam got disqualified on formation lap for lining up. As where are the lights? There we go. So for the feature race, it's lights out and away we go then. Who's going to have the best start off the line? Turner gets wheel spin, so Grouding takes the lead. Toby's looking to get past his teammate as well, making use of those medium tyres. And he does so. It's now Sora down the inside of Turner. Turner hangs on, but Sora's got a switch back on him. Got those better medium tyres, looking to defend. Sora's going to try and go round the outside, go the long way. Round turn 4. Still side by side as they head up through 5, 6, 7.
That was really well done by Sora, I have to say.
Yeah, exactly. All slightly lost the rear end.
Great move.
Yeah, that's nice. Going all the long way round, then gets you the inside line. So there's the gainers and losers then. Sem up 6, Power's up 6 as well. Corey's down to the bottom. So Corey, Rigsy and Quattro, they've all had some sort of collision down there. They've all dropped to the back. Kiwi and Ogre side by side into the final corner. Kiwi of course on those medium tyres. So he needs to get the work done early. It has worked out for those medium runners. They've managed to dispatch of the hard tyre guys early on.
Rigsy and Quattro has damage. Fortunately for them. Yeah, Turner really lost 3 positions from pole. That's that tire compound difference at the start. Not sure if it was worth it for him to go hards, him being the only one on hards, surrounded by all medium compound cars.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out towards the end. It all depends on how much time you can get away with.
Now he would need to stick into the
Division
DRS, but he
3.
can't, he dropped out, so it'll be really difficult for him to keep ahead of Baby as well now.
The overcut worked quite well yesterday in Division 3, staying out on the hards longer than the medium runners, obviously.
Yeah, it's
I would
generally...
say the hard medium is the quicker option when you look back at what happened in Div 2 as well as Div 3.
Yeah, but it's different with these drivers all in the chains. It'll be really difficult to overtake. We'll just have to see.
Meadow and Jam still battling. Jam this time gets the better exit from turn 8. And comfortably gets the move done before the awkward 9 and 10. It's a lot more spread out than I thought it would be. It's more spread out this race than it was in Imola even. Quattro's had a spin down at turn 8.
We go on KV got past corner as well.
Sparks and Sem going side by side into turn 1. Both of them completely off the track. Same happened between Power and Charlie. Sem's been shown off the track by Sparks, and now Sem's been mugged by both Power and Charlie. Although Sem's broken late, that's so nearly into the back of Power Quicks. Charlie's still on his inside. Sem with that outside line, he's got the better exit, and he's got the move done. Although he's gone off the track again, and here comes Charlie down the inside then of turn 8. And Charlie's got the better exit as well. This is going to be...
Is it going to be dangerous on that turn?
Into this, yeah, this is going to be...
hopefully they can... Yeah.
Ooh, Charlie's gone deep trying to force them off. They've somehow... That was rather clean in the end. Although Sem's lifted.
You backed out of that.
Sem lifted on what should be the flat out corner. And it's going to be close to see whether Charlie gets DRS or not.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he's not going to. So this could be Sem's chance to get back past.
And Turner gets
Sem
Kiwi
is
back
not
as we
using
speak.
EOS at all. Power Quicks get Sparks as well.
Turner is losing massive time. Look at that. He's already 3.7 away from Soar. That's that battling with Kiwi, and yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if this was the. We'll see how his strat turns out, but he's losing a lot of time.
Yeah, but the question is whether he should be battling Kiwi as well.
Yeah.
Crowding's gone. Crowding spun from the lead of the race.
Oh, Crowding. Wow.
As Quattro spun again. Quattro rejoins the race with his teammates. He's really not doing his teammate any favours right now. As Quattro's retired in the pit lane. After having his 3 spins. Oh, Sora's gone as well.
No way.
On the exit of turn 4, and he's there in the wall. So he's got no front wing at all, I don't think. Yeah, no front wing at all. That is Sora's race. In tatters. Nightmare for Sora
Well,
then.
that just made
We
this race
just-
a bit boring for now. I mean, Griffiths.
It
is a
also
6
takes out all of the
seconds,
strategy because it's now just Aston Martin versus
Yeah.
Aston Martin at the front. It's the 2 teammates that will come into battle towards the end of the race. So once again, we're in the position that we need a safety car.
Well. Yeah, that's what I was
But
about to
what we
say.
have got is a train from 2nd to 11th.
We need a safety car to spice things up because, as it's looking right now, the lead is not in any question unless Griffiths wins it as well.
Safety car right now would be really helpful to those on mediums.
Yeah.
Those on mediums, they could pit for hards and go to the end. Those on hards would have to stay out and hope for another safety car. Sora then in the pits after that wing damage. Oh no, Sora
He's had enough.
retiring. So it's turning into a nightmare race for Ferrari. Bad race for Red Bull as well, obviously. Mid-C pulling out of the race after quali for feeling ill. Medal already having a track limits penalty. Corey gets past the AI of Mid-C. Come on Corey, Ferrari needs you. Turn the line back on and just get on with it. Crowding, looking to go down the inside of Racewaller then into turn 5.
He does.
Racewaller attempting the switch back, but those medium tyres still have more grip.
Crowding has barely any ERS. Used it all already.
When does Crowding not have ERS?
When does he have ERS?
Yeah, I think that's the question I was trying to ask. I think I've done it the wrong way round. Rigsy spun down at turn 1.
Rigsy this race is like role-playing the Steve-O of the Mckeon division, I think. Kind of.
Yeah, all he's got to do is spin about another 20 times and end up 3 laps down.
Yeah.
He needs to end up so
Replicate.
far behind that the game can't be bothered to time him anymore.
yeah. Frozen Delta.
Crowding then, now looking at the back of Ham as he starts his recovery drive.
Paraquix is
Almost
basically
goes in the back of Ham.
Paraquix is up 8 places, but he's basically just capitalizing on other people's spins and mistakes. So it's just a
Yeah, and he's now in no man's land. He's in the gap of the two fields. As Crowding dives down Ham's inside of turn 5. With those medium sides, he's always going to get the better exit.
yeah,
So
Crowding.
Crowding back up in the P5.
Crowding still has a lot of pace.
Still definitely got a shout at a podium here.
Yeah.
As long as he can hold off those later on when they're on the mediums.
If he gets
Or
a
the
safety
softs.
car, then he could still have a chance at the win, I would say, if it all clicks.
But yeah, certainly with those, if there's a safety car, because he's on those medium tyres, of course, go hard to the end.
We need something to shake this race up for the win, for the lead. Griffiths is basically
Yeah,
just
exactly.
6 seconds away. Doesn't seem to make any mistakes. Certainly not going to be slower than his teammate.
Oggreen goes down the inside of Kiwi. It goes completely off the track. In doing so, Kiwi dives down the inside of turn 3. We
Switch
get a
back.
switch back to turn 4, and he's going to have DRS as well. No ERS though. Surely Kiwi's going to dive it. He's not going to like the way that Oggreen went off the track to overtake him. Oggreen on the outside line gets the power down earlier. Kiwi, unless he can get a switch back, no he can't. So Kiwi will be stuck behind Oggreen for the rest of the lap then. This helped Turner out a bit. He's no longer got someone in DRS range behind him. Especially when Oggreen is on the same strategy as him. Yeah, Kiwi's too far back to do anything about Oggreen.
Oh, and there's an alpha. That's the Sam. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's back to normal Sem. I said it would be after last week. But he somehow got a top 5 in Imola. It's now Crowding who's looking at Kiwi. They're both on the medium tyre.
Crowding, if you think about it, he closed back up really quickly and impressively. But he just has no ERS, but like he's still overtaking these drivers, so and I think he's gonna get
I mean,
Kiwi now.
Crowding has 2% energy and he somehow has more energy than Kiwi.
Not quite. Not quite enough speed right there on that occasion. Oh, he almost lost it there. Crowding. Big slide.
Yeah, that's Kiwi who's closed up to the back of Oggreen again now. Within half a second. Corey down the inside of Sparks. Ooh, slight oversteer. And now Sparks comes straight back through again. So you head up through the hills of Portugal's circuit. It's constant like a roller coaster, up and down.
Crowding in the pits.
Yeah, so Crowding's first to pit. It's a little early. Quite a bit early.
But he's gonna come out in clear air.
Yeah, he will do. Sam's gone again.
Another Stevo 2.0 participant, or
He's still somehow. Oh, he's Sam's gone again.
damn.
I was going to say he's still somehow ahead of Midsi, the AI of Midsi, but he's not now. Yeah, Sam's going to retire here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Enough for today. Unlucky for him.
So we continue. Then Toby still 6.5 seconds. Gap's not changing at all to his teammate. As now Kiwi's in then. Looking to try and stay ahead of Crowding as Sem's AI's retired on track. So where is Kiwi going to come out then? The way the pit lane comes out can be quite sketchy into turn 1.
He's comfortably ahead.
Kiwi comes out way ahead.
Yeah, but that's
He
due
doesn't of course
to...
have to worry about tyre warm-up.
Yeah, Crowding will close straight back up now because of the tires. And yeah, he's probably gonna... Might have a chance of even overtaking Kiwi. Yeah, he's really slow. Yeah.
Kiwi almost just lets him through because he knows he hasn't got the grip. Saw Adrian in Div 2 on Friday actually crashing as soon as he got new tyres on down at turn 4.
Crowding is out of his DRS as well, so that's good for him.
Yeah, exactly. Although we do know Crowding has much more pace than Kiwi, judging from earlier on. Crowding was of course leading this race before that spin.
McKeon with a penalty.
Ooh. Not going to help him at all. Certainly not when he is certainly looking at a podium. Or, well, that because I'm under threat now from Crowding and Kiwi. Is that penalty?
Crowding goes a bit wide and gets a penalty. That's harsh.
No, that doesn't put Green under pressure from Crowding then.
Yeah, that's not
It's
good.
now Ham that's starting to fall back.
Griffith's in the pit lane.
This is a big one then. The race leader pitting.
I wonder where he's gonna come out though.
I think he'll still be in clean air. I mean, there's a 10-second gap between Crowding and Sparks. Hopefully.
Jam and Simba battling. Jam has it.
He's going to come out ahead of... Oh, this is going to be... Yeah, this is not good for Toby. He's coming out in a battle.
Ooh!
He's found... Oh, I told you.
That is...
Sparks goes off track to overtake him.
He had to go off
he didn't have
track,
much
otherwise
choice.
he would have just gone into him.
That's what I said about this pit lane. the pit lane exit here feeds you right onto the apex.
That was actually good from Sparks to avoid that.
And this is the last thing that Toby needs.
Yeah, he's gonna get held
Stuck
up now.
in a DOS train. So starting to approach mid-race distance then. And in the next couple of laps we'll start to see those who all started on the hard tyres, the top 12 as it stands, starting to pit. Make their pit stops, and this is when the race to the checker flag will properly begin the final stints in their race. Unless there's any safety cars or anything. Sparks was looking at Corey. Toby. He's had to do nothing but follow all this time. Now he's got to try and make some overtakes, which is crucial to his race. He's going to try and go the long way around Sparks. Sparks forces him off slightly. Toby hangs on in there and goes the long way around turn 5 to get P12. It's crucial that Toby gets past these guys as quickly as possible. Crowding's already caught him by about half a second to a second on that lap because Toby was in this train. So Crowding of course does have that 3-second time penalty though.
Yeah, he has much fresher tyres. I think it shouldn't be an issue him overtaking Corey on this straight.
As we have some people
It's really
pitting.
close.
Rigsby's spun again. So 4 of the top 5 have pitted.
And then it's way too easy for
Griffiths is
Griffiths.
easily going to get Corey. Well, Corey tries to defend it, to be fair.
What's the point?
Well, it is for Corey is second in the championship and Toby is third. And Corey's not going to be scoring any points at all today, or he's unlikely to. That's why I said Corey should just turn his line back on, and then he can actually race. But Oggreen has been undercut from Crowding. Oggreen though is now on the medium tyres. Both of them have pens.
They're in the pits finally.
So we'll see where
Everyone's
they
in the
come out
pits.
in relation to Toby then. Toby steps fast left as well on that latest lap, so exactly what he needs to do. Comes out well clear of Turner, obviously. Turner's only about 4.8 seconds behind. Turner's gained time on Toby when he was stuck behind Sparks and Corey. Turner, of course, does have to warm up those tyres, but they are medium, so they're going to warm up and have pace a lot quicker than Toby's hard tyres. Kieran Ham battling as well. Jam and Race Roller, two former Mckeon champions. Oh, that's contact. Jesus Christ, I thought they were both going to go flying off into a wall then.
Didn't see it.
Merckson medal as well. Medal's race has gone downhill since his starting position. Qualified in 7th, finished the sprint in 7th or 8th. Now he's down in 13th. Overall, I think it's only about 11th as well, once you factor in Charlie and Sparks out of pit. Charlie is leading the race though in his first ever race in Mckeon. I mean, obviously he hasn't pitted yet, but at least he gets to lead the lap. Rigsey's also a lap down now.
And he's on the softs.
Yeah, so you've got to pit again.
Just a Steve-O strat, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Using every compound, trying it out.
Rigsey's done the Fat's Head strategy.
Oh,
Hit
yeah,
the 14 laps to go for soft
Yeah,
tyres.
he literally did at the same time.
Having Kiwi, jamming Race Roller again. This time, there's no collisions into turn 9 and jams ahead this time of Race Roller.
Now, will Charlie hold because it's up there, or will he pit? Surely he has to pit. Or is he waiting for a safety car now? It doesn't seem like a safety car will happen in this race, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't think so. Charlie will be in a party with Turner.
How would you...
Just putting that out there.
Oh, alright. Well, Rigsey in the pits.
Rigsey retires. But yeah, 100% Charlie is in a party with Turner. So, is Charlie doing this to help his fellow party member?
Maybe he can hold him up a few tenths. So, well, even a few tenths matter because the gap is quite big still, like 4 seconds. But the mediums will be quicker, so a few tenths might mean if he can close up in the end.
All the difference. Get within the RS range early and have more laps at attempting to get past Toby. Toby just looks so smooth. He almost looks slow, even though he definitely isn't.
But I think Charlie cannot defend this anymore.
Yeah, he's definitely got no chance. Charlie probably knows that himself, which is why he's not going to.
He's using all his ERS.
Yeah, Charlie is. I told you, Charlie is doing this to help out Turner, who's in the party with him. He tries to shut him off. Charlie's going to try and hang it around the outside as well. I said Charlie was going to do this. This is typical Charlie stuff. But this time, Toby's done it the hard way.
And he...
But Charlie's going to dive it.
Charlie is literally Sergio Perez. It's not even for his teammate. Wow.
No, he's just messing Toby up against his own teammate.
Yeah. Wow. Impressive.
And he's costed him by about 1.5 seconds there.
Yeah, a second for sure.
Ogreen's got crowding, although they're still side by side, as this could get dodgy. They're still side by side. Small wheel banging. Ogreen's off the track. Ogreen's going to get DRS though. Is Charlie going to dump everything he's got? No, Charlie finally gives up and pits. Crowding certainly won't against crowding. He's got no ERS at all. Neither's crowding. He's got the slipstream in, he's got the DRS. This isn't going to end well. No, crowding's backed out. So they live to fight another day then. Oof, crowding thought about it. Crowding's got the better exit from turn 4. Ogreen goes to defend the inside line. Crowding breaks much later to try and go round the long way.
Beautiful.
Which he's done perfectly. That's a great move from Crowding. That is an absolutely amazing overtake from Crowding.
Kind of the same as what Sora did at the start. Really similar moves.
Yeah, exactly. So McCown got an even better exit and
Who's
got
that,
the
a
move done.
Haas?
It's Kiwi who's gone. Got the move done well before turn 9 and 10. 8, 7 and 8 even rather.
Let's see if Turner can close the gap now. 2.4 away. He should be able to. Get a few tenths each lap and maybe have a fight. Ogwin is really close again.
Turner is definitely going to be thankful for... Ooh, neither of them back down that time. Yeah, Turner's definitely going to be thankful for Charlie.
Ogwin gets it done. And this time Crowding won't be able to attack. Oh, he does!
Ooh, he's gone for it.
Wow, that's a little...
That's tight. Ogwin is ahead this time. He's got the better tyres, Ogwin, so Crowding's done well just to stay ahead for like the last 3 or 4 laps of them battling. He's almost lost it. Yeah, Crowding's going to fly off into the distance, Ogwin even. Jeff is saying that he's saying nothing about Merc until after the race. Doesn't want to jinx him again, like he probably always does. Although it is a good race for Merc so far, 4th and 6th. Last week I think it was pretty much no points in the end. But still an Aston Martin 1-2. As Aston Martin continue to dominate all the Constructors' Championships, pretty much. They got a podium in Division 2, they got a podium in Division 3, and at the moment it looks like they're going to get 2 podiums in the Mckeon division. Jeff also hopes I'm taking notes for next week. Not quite sure what notes I'm meant to be taking from this race, but thanks, Jeff. Any idea, Benz?
About notes? I have no idea.
Yeah. Cool.
I've...
Men's and men's don't know what you're talking about, Jeff.
I don't know. I don't know the context. I don't get it.
I don't know, Jeff. Crowley has managed to stay within DRS range, though, of Ogween. I don't think Crowley's going to be able to put a fight back to Ogween unless Ogween makes a mistake. Jeff was talking about driver behaviour and level. Okay,
Oh.
he thinks I'm getting moved up to Mckeon. I think that's what he's trying to say.
He's saying that, and also
Even
that you're a
though-
dirty driver. Because they are racing clean battles, and apparently you're not or something. I think he means
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely. That's why I've got 0 penalty points, unlike JMC, who's on a race ban.
Oh,
Just sticking that in. I mean, I'm not sure how I'd get moved up when I haven't even led a lap this race, this season. There are clearly very much quicker drivers than me around in Div 2. Well, they pretty much showed that by Kirito Tomboy back
I
at Q
don't think
somehow.
you're. I think Sam is slower than you. I mean, nah. At least this quality, Sam was slower. I think it was like 18. And yours was
Probably.
surely 17.
Well, I mean,
Crowding
most people are in the 17s.
Crowding has no chance of a podium now, pretty much, unless Ogween picks it up as well. because now he has 6 seconds. And he even will lose the position to Ham and possibly Jam.
Okay, here we go. Then 2 former champions, the Ham and Jam brothers.
And Turner is closing massively to Griffiths. He's almost there now, so I think we will have
Yeah.
a little scrap if team orders
Thanks to
don't.
Charlie.
Yeah.
7 lap. Well, we'll have 6
Oh,
laps
probably,
of them battling.
probably, to be honest, even without Charlie, maybe he would have got
Without
there in
Charlie,
a few
it
laps.
certainly would have
but
been. Yeah, there would have been like 3 or 4 laps to go, not the 6 that there is.
Yeah.
Crowning's got back past Dog Green.
On the straight.
Surprised at that. I thought Oggreen's medium tyres a long time ago would have been enough for him to fly off into the distance, but obviously Oggreen's not got the pace that Crowning does.
Well,
despite being on 5 lap older hard tyres.
doesn't really need to be ahead of him now because he's going to be ahead in the end anyway if he doesn't pick up a penalty. So as long as he keeps Jam out of that 3 seconds, then he should have a podium.
Oh
anyway.
yeah, Crowning has 9 seconds.
Oh, he has 9. I thought he was 6, but oh yeah.
I thought he was 3, but apparently I've missed 2 of his penalties. So yeah, Crowning's out of the equation pretty much because of those 9 seconds.
Riding is just widening, trying to get that on-track position at least.
Exactly, he's got an on-track win. Now he wants an on-track podium again. The on-track win didn't even turn into a podium though, in the end.
Maybe I could do that as well, to be honest. Get an on-track win, yeah.
Simba and Roller almost side by side into turn 1 as well. Oh, Haas has gone, it's Kiwi again. Charlie is currently ahead of 2nd in the championship, Corey. On the track. So Charlie wanted to move up because he wanted to get away from JMC. Charlie was having too big a head loss every week. But still, Turner just can't get quite close enough. He's just chipping away at him. Down into turn 5 could be his best opportunity so far. But so, yeah, Toby's got a much better exit. Ham and Jam still just carrying on in their train. I don't think they want to battle yet because they still have the hope of getting into Oggreen's 3-second window for a podium.
Exactly, that should be the goal. They're brothers as well, so Ogwee's now dropped out of
Oh, it's
Crowning's
Kiwi again.
DRS, so that should help him a bit. If he is somehow quicker than Logwin on pure pace.
Imagine what would happen if these two collided. Just putting it out there.
It would be chaotic, but surely not. Surely not. Like, they're leading the championship, I'm pretty sure. So
I mean,
take
they're
care of each other.
dominating the overall constructors. Aston Martin even. They've got Division 1 and Division 3 pretty much guaranteed that they're going to be the constructors champions, and then Div 2 have a shot at it. Because you've got two consistent, decent drivers in Legend and Kizlesgo.
Will this be a move on this straight from Turner? Quite close to him, like no ERS.
He's dropped a bit from... Toby just keeps getting the better exits onto the straights, which is all he needs to do. He just needs to be quick in the straights, and Turner won't be able to get past him. That's exactly what's happened this lap, and it's pretty much what's happened every single lap since. There's only 2 more to go. Only 1 more down the main straight as well, so Turner's chances are looking numbered. Jam's got Ham, and he's only 2 tenths away from a podium on O'Green. O'Green's dropped off the pace massively. He's now 2 seconds behind Crowding.
Yeah,
Second in that lap alone. He's dropped 6 tenths to Jam.
I don't know.
Could Jam and Ham both get O'Green here?
I don't know if they're working together to give each other DRS, or they are battling each other, Ham and Jam.
They were definitely battling on that lap.
Yeah.
I think before they were, but they saw that O'Green's not got the pace now. This is going to be surely Turner's last and best opportunity. He's not got the ERS still though, and in fact he's further back than last lap even.
Yeah, and Jam is a bit of a mistake, but he's really close, dancing around 3 seconds in and out. This is going to be close to the end. Just 1 more lap.
So he has done everything I said he has to do. He just has to be quick in the straights and get the exits onto them, and that's exactly what he's done. Each time, despite Turner having better tyres.
Charlie's help wasn't enough.
Let's not forget, Jam was facing the wrong way in the sprint. Oh, Turner's gone. He somehow saved it. Turner was almost out of the race then, let alone P2.
Tried a bit too hard, but
This is good for Turner's championship though. Corey scoring no points, Turner scoring 18.
we made a massive slide, and that gained Jam like half a second on that turn.
Jam, of course, pulling his brother along. Ham can just get a little bit closer, then they could, the pair of them could have O'Green. Yeah, Jam was, of course, facing the wrong way in the sprint race. He dropped down to P18 in sprint at some point. But it's Toby who wins the Portugal Grand Prix for the 2nd race that he's won this season. Turner's left the race already. Crowning crossed the line P3, O'Green crossed the line P4, but it's Jam who gets the last step on the podium. Ham, his brother, misses out by 3 tenths. Crowding ends up getting P6, Race Roller 7, Simba down in P8, and then Power gets P9. Merckx picks up the last point, and in the end, Charlie on his debut just getting P11, 4 tenths ahead of Shutmetal, because Shutmetal had a penalty. And then P2 in the championship, Corey, all the way down to P13. He was spun on the first lap and just wasn't able to recover from that with the no line. Sparks 14th and Kiwi crossed the line to be 15th. So, like I predicted, it was a much calmer race than we saw in Division 2 and 3. Anything you want to say about that race, Benz?
Um, yeah, I think it would have been a lot more exciting if Crowding and Sora stayed in it, but we still had some excitement in the end. Kind of exciting to see if Turner could catch up. At the end, he couldn't overtake, but he was there. We saw really good performances from multiple drivers, though, like Jam up 10 places from the horrible, unlucky sprint he had. And I think he has to be driver of the day for sure. He has a quiet race, but yeah, I'll pretty much just say that to him in the interview as well.
Yeah, definitely under the radar. Obviously, he finished 13th in the sprint. He was spun out by Power Quicks within
Yeah.
that as well.
Power Quicks had a decent race too. He gained 11, finished 9th, but he obviously, I don't know if he will face any penalties due to that sprint incident.
Jam also qualified 13th as well, so it wasn't the greatest of qualies for him. We will get... Do we go with overall points, or do you want to do the top 3 from the main race?
I guess top. I don't know how you do this, to be honest. No
Should we
idea.
get Jam in, just because he's going to be drive the day as well as he got
Yeah,
the podium?
I think. Yeah, that's the main reason.
Yeah, we'll get Jam. Not sure if Turner will join. We'll go without Turner. Doesn't look like he's joining. So, Benz, do you want to take Jam?
Yeah, sure. Alright, Jam, 3rd place in the main race. You had a really unlucky sprint race, having spun around by Pyroquicks, facing the wrong way. And then you had a really quiet race. We didn't really pay much attention to you until the really end, where you were closing in on All Green, and finally got him on pens. Just talk us through your race.
Yeah, I'm dead chuffed with that, to be honest. I think yeah, like you say, the sprint was pretty shit, not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought I was quicker than the guys I was round. Made my own mistakes in quality, to be fair. That's probably why I was a bit lower down. But then yeah, obviously Para made a bit of contact with me, facing the wrong way, so it did well, I think, to get back to 13th after pens and that. And then yeah, I set myself a target of P8 for the race. I felt like with the pace I had, that was kind of where I should be looking. And then obviously there were lots of spins and instants for everyone, and I was just able to keep it clean and not pick up any pens. And then yeah, saw that there was obviously the opportunity to maybe get about 5th or 6th with Crowding having a couple pens, and then just saved a bit of battery behind Harry and was able to push it for the last few laps and yeah, get all green as well. So to come from 13th on the grid round here to get a podium, which is probably my worst track on the game, I'm dead chuffed with that.
Yeah, really well done. I'm sure we agree with Mens. You are the driver of the day.
Good, mate.
Yeah, certainly.
Cheers,
Well
fellas.
done.
I mean, it certainly went under the radar as well. I mean, we didn't really notice you, and then suddenly at the end you were in P5 with your brother. And then obviously with the pens to Odd Green and Crowding.
Yeah, no, like,
I mean, podium.
I don't want to shag myself too much, but I think I drove a pretty smart race, to be honest. I think I had a good start and then picked my moves at the right times, and I had about 80% battery when everyone was making their pit stops, and I think that's what made the big difference. I was able to save some ERS and yeah, just kind of push on when I needed to, and yeah, I think that's what did it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So, moving on to the race winner then. Toby, you've won your 2nd ever SLR race.
Yep.
How do you feel?
Absolutely chuffed. I'm really pleased with that one. Like I said, again, it's a bit of luck involved. Obviously, with crowding, spinning, with Sora spinning. And obviously with Turner kind of being unlucky with the first stint, it was a bit lucky. But at the end of the day, you've got to be in the right place at the right time. I'm just chuffed. I've always loved Portugal. I came really close last time we raced here in season 8, finishing less than a second off the win. So to be in that P1 spot this time feels really nice.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned the other spinning. Of course, not spinning is also not down to luck.
No,
It's all down to your skill to stay on
yeah,
the roads.
it's something.
And
Yeah, after the sprint race, I knew it was almost impossible to overtake. So I decided to take the gamble, go medium. I knew that the best chance to get Turner would be on lap 1. Luckily, that is exactly what happened. And despite having the fresher, softer tyres at the end, you just couldn't quite get it to overtake. So I'm chuffed for that.
exactly, that moves you up in the P2 in the championship now with Corey obviously scoring no points in that race. Do you feel you can take the championship to your teammate?
I feel like
Quite a
I've been
fair
very close
gap,
to him in the races so far. Obviously, I had a terrible race in Australia, and then ended up going pointless in Imola. But in all honesty, the championship is never something I'd have dreamed of before the start of the season. I feel like I've had a few good races, but we'll just have to see how the rest of the season goes. I'm not going to put myself in this championship fight yet.
That's fair enough. Just take every race as it comes then.
Yeah,
Just try and work your way
understand. I'm just
best you can.
just trying to get as many wins as I can now. I'll after Bahrain and today as well, just to see how many I can get throughout the season. It's just nice to finally be on some form on this game.
Yeah, exactly. Benz, do you have anything else to add?
Really well done. Really well done on the win. Kept it cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, pretty much that's it.
Cool. So that wraps up today's stream then. The end of the weekend here in Summit League Racing for Portugal. And next week, it's time for some pain in Spain then. For some others, then they might face some less pain. But hopefully you can join us all then. F2 and F1 next weekend. Thursday, Friday,